The son of Hatim. Dear viewers, the book, Arabian Nights, is a collection of fairy tales, but one of its character was inspired from a real human. His name was Hatim Tai. Hatim's name sounds like a Muslim, but he was an Arab Christian. Stories about his extreme generosity have made him an icon among Arabs until today. Even today Arabs use proverbial phrase, more generous than Hatim. He was famous like a movie stars are famous today. Hatim died in 578 CE. Prophet Muhammad was born around the year 570 CE. Hatim died before prophetic mission of Prophet Muhammad had started. When Prophet Muhammad was just about 8 years old, after death of Hatim his son Adi became the leader of his tribe Tay. The plunderers of the tribe of Tay was considered as an example in Arabia. These people used to plunder in the areas of Al-Hira to Hazaramaut. After the conquest of Makkah, in the Battle of Hunayn, the people of this tribe also turned against the Muslims. Adi remained antagonistic to Islam for about 20 years. Although Adi did not know the Prophet personally, and had never seen him, he developed strong feelings of enmity towards him. In this video, we will tell the story, how Adi embraced Islam. Adi himself tells his story. Adi narrates that I was the leader of my nation. When I heard the news of the prophethood of Prophet Muhammad, I hated him terribly. There was no one in all of Arabia who hated him more than I did. I was a Christian. I was considering myself very religious. I was taking 1/4 of the spoils of war from my people. As a leader, I considered myself rightful for taking it. As I was receiving the news of the success of Prophet Muhammad, my hatred and enmity was increasing more and more. When his mission grew in strength and when his power increased and his armies and expeditionary forces dominated east and west to the land of Arabs, I said to a slave of mine who looked after my camels, "Get ready a fat camel for me which is easy to ride and untie them somewhere nearby. If you hear that a group of Muhammad's followers has come to this area, let me know immediately." One evening, my slave came to me and said, "O Master, what you intended to do on the approach of Muhammad's cavalry to your land, do it now." Adi asked him, "Why? May your mother lose you. I have seen scouts searching close to the habitations. I asked about them and was told that they belong to the army of Muhammad." The slave replied, "Bring the camel which I ordered you to get ready." I said to him, I got up then and there, summoned my household including my children and ordered them to evacuate the land we loved. We headed in the direction of Syria to join people of our own faith among the Christians and settle among them. I was in such a great hurry. When we had passed beyond the threatened area, I discovered that I had left my own sister in our Najd homelands together with the rest of the Tay people. The name of his sister was Safana. Adi further tells his story. There was no way to go back, so I went forward to Syria and lived there with people of my religion. As for my sister, what I feared for her happened. News reached me while I was in Syria that the forces of Muhammad entered our habitations and took my sister together with a number of other captives to Medina. There she was placed with other captives in a compound near the door of the masjid. I supposed they were being kept for ransom. Safana appeared before the Prophet Muhammad and said that I am the daughter of generous Hatim Tai. My father used to feed the hungry and show mercy to the poor. The Holy Prophet said, "Your father had the qualities of a Muslim's." The Prophet, peace be upon him, passed by her. Adi's sister stood up before Prophet and said,
Ya Rasulullah,
"My father is dead and my guardian is not here. Be gracious to me and God will be gracious to you." Prophet Muhammad asked, "And who is your guardian?" She replied, "Adi ibn Hatim." Prophet Muhammad said, "The one who fled from God and his prophet." He then left her and walked on. On the following day, the same thing happened. She spoke to him just as she did the day before and he replied in the same manner. The next day, the same thing happened and she despaired of getting any concession from him for he did not say anything. Then a man from behind him indicated that she should stand up and talk to him. She therefore stood up and said, "O Messenger of God, my father is dead and my guardian is absent. Be gracious to me and God will be gracious to you." "I have agreed," he said. Turning to those about him, he instructed, "Likewise, let her go for her father loved noble ways, and God loves them." She said, "I want to join my family in Syria. But don't leave in a hurry," said the Prophet, "until you find someone you can trust from your people who could accompany you to Syria. If you find a trustworthy person, let me know." She stayed in Medina until a group arrived among whom was someone she could trust. So she went to the Prophet and said, "O Messenger of God, a group of my people have come to me and among them is one I can trust who could take me to my family." The Prophet, peace be on him, gave her fine clothes and an adequate sum of money. He also gave her a camel and she left with the group. She embraced Islam after witnessing the good character displayed by the Muslims. After Safana, may Allah be pleased with her, was freed and sent back to her home from Medina with honor, protection and gifts. Adi further is waiting for her sister. He narrates, "Thereafter we followed her progress gradually and waited for her return. We could hardly believe what we heard about Muhammad's generosity towards her in spite of my attitude to him. By God, I am a leader of my people. When I beheld a woman in her cottage coming towards us, I said, 'The daughter of Hatim. It's she, it's she.' When she stood before us, she snapped sharply at me and said, 'The one who severs the tie of kinship is a wrongdoer. You took your family and your children and left the rest of your relations and those whom you ought to have protected.' 'Yes, my sister,' I said, 'don't say anything but good.' I tried to pacify her until she was satisfied. She told me what had happened to her and it was as I had heard. Then I asked her, for she was an intelligent and judicious person. I asked my sister, 'What do you think of the mission of this man?' 'I think, by God, that you should join him quickly.' She said, 'If he is a prophet, one who hastens towards him would enjoy his grace. And if he is a king, you would not be disgraced in his sight while you are as you are.' I immediately prepared myself for travel and set off to meet the Prophet in Medina without any security and without any letter. I had heard that he had said, 'I certainly wish that God will place the hand of Adi in my hand.' Prophet Muhammad was ahead of his time. He was there with many unpeaceful people. But civilized and good people like Adi's sister were freed, well treated and respected. This is the reason Adi, who had escaped to people of his own religion, returned back to Prophet Muhammad.